I thought Pete Alonso was the perfect fit. I did. And if they signed him and he sucked, it'd be great for sports radio. Right? It'd be great. When are they going to become uncomfortable, though? Like, for example, right? Say they're 3 years, $100 million with Bregman, but he wants 4 and 140. Will they do it? Just feels like they're afraid to be uncomfortable. I'm not going to call them cheap because they're not. And I'm not going to say they don't want to spend the money, but I don't know, people. We were here for 25 years where the Patriots had the same model. Now, did they win 6 championships over that time? Absolutely they did. The Red Sox are no longer operating like a team that's throwing away money and paying the tax. But the Yankees aren't either. They're just not. Like, it's hard for you all to deal with it because you watch the Red Sox do whatever they could to beat the Yankees, and you watch the Yankees for years do whatever they could to make their team better and spend money. The game's just not like that anymore. So, trust me, you old-timers out there that aren't in our demographic, it's you. Baseball's not the way it was when you played. It's not the way it was when I played. And this game, Major League Baseball, they're looking ahead at potentially a work stoppage. And nobody wants to hear the Yankees or the Red Sox talk about losing money. Nobody wants to hear that, so that's somewhat of a bad look. I'll at least agree with that. But I still think they can have a good baseball team operating at the first CBT. Now, they got to get creative. This is where I think the Red Sox, when I say that they need to be uncomfortable, like make a move that's uncomfortable for you. You have outfield depth, pitching staff depth. You have prospects galore, and you have money to spend. You're in perfect position to acquire the player that you want and be uncomfortable about the deal. That's my issue. So missing out on Pete Alonso and Kyle Schwarber, I don't love it, but where are they going to get creative? And now, is there urgency when it comes to Alex Bregman, which is our next topic here? Like, what's the deal with a Bregman return? What happens here? Craig Breslow was asked today about Bregman. Actually, Skaz, I'll throw this in Slack so we can play it. But my only thing is, when he was asked about Bregman, I felt a little bit of I'll use the word pivot. I felt a pivot when asked. So now I'm curious. Now I'm curious about the Bregman situation. Because he had such an impact, whether it was his leadership, his defense. And I'm sure Alex Cora said it yesterday. We talked about it last night. Alex Cora said he's been keeping it cool with Bregman all offseason. I think Bregman knows he has the Red Sox in his back pocket, but is trying to get more money. And now maybe there's a little bit, I don't want to use the word desperation, but you can't lose on Bregman if you missed out on the other two, right? Then what do you do? And I wonder how he feels about the Red Sox being linked to all these guys who can play his position, whether it's if they move Bichette over there. Right? Suarez is another guy that can play that position. I'm just curious how he feels, but they weren't uncomfortable about being serious last year about playing into October. They weren't uncomfortable about that. So why do they want to wait until things kind of settle and then maybe make those decisions? Timing's not great on it, but now I'm starting to have a little bit of fear regarding Bregman. If you lose out on these two and then you lose Bregman, oh boy. Could be a whole looking team. Let's listen to Greg Breslow. He was asked today about Alex Bregman.
I want to get right to the elephant in the room question regarding Alex Bregman, and I know you're not at liberty to tell us everything you know. But I'm sure there are multiple channels that you guys have charted out. One being the ideal case scenario, Bregman returns. The other being we have to pivot plan B. Give us what you got on the pursuit of Alex Bregman. I know the club would love to have him back. He was such a great fit. Where are you right now?
Sure. So we are having a bunch of conversations, and you're right. We've got to not just kind of chart option A, but also B, C, D, and on. But we had the chance to see up close what Alex can bring to a clubhouse, what he can bring to the field. He emerged as a leader, especially a leader amongst those young players, and his impact on our team was huge. And so we obviously remain engaged in conversations, but exactly how things will go, we're not sure.
No,
everybody keeps talking about Pete Alonso. Perfect.
No, whoa, that doesn't make me feel good now. Here I am starting the show today, Skaz, saying, you know what? If they're going to get creative, get creative. Ooh, that didn't sound good. Oh, boy.
I don't like even just the first couple seconds of him talking there where he's basically pivoting right away and talking about all his different plans and conversations they're having. Shouldn't it be, one or two conversations with Alex Bregman? I don't think it needs to be 15. Aren't they pretty aware of the market for Alex Bregman at this point?
There's got to be like two teams in Cubs.
If the Red Sox were serious about any of these guys, they'd be signed already. They're waiting to see if they can, get a deal.
Are you bothered by the Alonso move?
I don't want the Boston Red Sox ever losing out on free agents to the Baltimore Orioles.
Agreed.
I don't think the Boston Red Sox should be a team that has had a platoon at first base for the better part of what feels like 4 to 5 years now. Maybe it's closer to 2 to 3, but it certainly feels like they've had a platoon at first base for quite a while. And Pete Alonso, in his sleep, hits 35 home runs a year and plays the position, doesn't miss games. And I'm not saying he's an elite defender or anything like that, but you need a right-handed power bat at Fenway. And Pete Alonso checked all those boxes. And I'm not some, massive Pete Alonso fan, but I don't know how you could feel good about being outbid for Pete Alonso by the Baltimore Orioles if you're a Red Sox fan.
Now, I'm just curious how they're going to get creative now. But that Bregman stuff didn't... It's like, hey, tell us about, Tristan Cassis. Well, I really love what we saw from Trevor Story. Just what? All right. Let's hear from you guys. By the way, I don't know, I already, Skaz, I'm telling you right now, I can already expect the John Henry, I think they can operate and have a competitive team going over the first tax. I think they can do that. I think they can be a playoff team that's competitive. So if you're upset about missing out on guys, great. You have every opinion to do that. I'm just not going to say they're cheap because they're not. The Orioles, to give that kind of money, that's desperate. And listen, they've been a team that, they had so many prospects for so long, right? Prospect, this guy, that guy. And how's that worked out for him? They actually got uncomfortable, is my point. Yeah, losing out to the Orioles sucks, but they got real uncomfortable. Let's see if it works for them, because the young prospects haven't for them. But I'm not going to do the Henry's cheap thing. I just think they need to do a deal that's uncomfortable. That's all. Let's talk to Kevin. He's in the car. Hey, Kevin.
Hey guys, happy holidays. I think the Pete Alonso thing's a huge miss, to be honest with you. He's not a superstar, but he's exactly what that offensive lineup needed. I never thought Schwarber was going to happen after last season. I think the only thing that remedies this, you want to talk about being uncomfortable, you go out there and you pay Skubal. You make the move that you need to for Skubal. You have enough young prospects. I think that's the only thing that remedies it.
I think they need a hitter, though. Skubal will be great. I think they need a hitter. Morgan's in Saugus. Hey, Morgan.
Hey, John Henry is not going to spend big money on long-term contracts before the next CBA. He's really hoping that the next CBA is going to be much more owner-friendly. Because they've signed a bunch of guys long-term for not much money per year, relatively.
So you think they're being careful this offseason because of what's ahead?
Yeah.
But you're blaming John Henry for not spending.
Yep.
See what I mean? It's like I just feel it's lazy, Morgan. Like they can be creative. You don't think they can?
Oh, they can.
You just never mind. You just don't. Yeah, John Henry, he's cheap. Doesn't want to spend money. It's so lazy to hear on radio. For real, dude. It's really lazy. You can be upset that they missed out on two of the top bats. Schwarber was a fan favorite. And Alonso seemed like a perfect fit. But if you're settled on they're not going to make moves because of what's ahead in the new CBA, then why are you upset then? If that's your expectation already, that they're not going to do it, then why are you upset right now? If you're already sold that they're not going to do it, don't call here and tell me you're upset that they didn't sign a guy at $155 million. Now, what does suck is they're operating under the, I'll always use John Lester for an example. They lowballed John Lester. It was a bad look. He went elsewhere. He even kind of dangled out coming back the next year and then burned him. So, was it a lack of effort? I think they've done their due diligence. The thing with the Red Sox is not about spending. It's about doing deals that they like. That's the issue. And years, money, whatever, we'll see what happens with Bregman. But I think right now, if they miss out on him, then I can't wait to hear from one Craig Breslow.